so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week. It's Realtors Keeping It Real on Thoughts for Rent with Max Zerflu
and Jenni McKenna.
And that is us, and we are keeping it real today. This fine, beautiful day in Henderson, Nevada. We're keeping it real by talking about life. That's a very heavy topic, but we wanted to tackle it and go over some of the stages of life that we go through as young people, to then in a relationship, into marriage, into having kids, into kids moving out, into becoming grandparents. What do you think about that?
Well, I think you let the cat out of the bag on the last part. What's that last part? What did you just say? We're going to be what?
Well, the last stage was becoming grandparents. That's not the last stage, but it's a stage towards the end. And we are becoming grandparents.
Yes, we are.
In the next couple of days.
Yes. So our oldest daughter is living in Alabama, and she is going to be induced for her first pregnancy, our first grandchild, on Sunday. So we are very excited. We're going to fly out there, and we're going to embark on our next part of our life, which is grandparents.
Híjole, are we that old?
Let's not go into that part of it. Let's talk about all the fun stuff, not the old stuff.
I think I'm a pretty old first-time grandfather. I think, if you think about it. I'll be 60 next year.
Yeah, your kids didn't get married very quick.
Well.
And you only have 1 out of 3 that's actually married. So
At this point.
Yes.
But having that experience and coming up on this grandparenthood has made me and Jenni and us discuss a lot about all the different stages of life that we've gone through and the experiences we've had. And we thought it would be a great topic to go over today. Before we start, though, I'm going to be called Grandpa Max because I want to be a grandpa. What have you chosen for your...
Not grandma.
You're not grandma?
I'm not grandma. I would like to be Oma. And the reason for Oma, it's German for grandma. So
is it?
Yeah, it is.
Sehr gut.
Yes. And there was a very significant individual in our lives when we were having our children. Max was working nights. I was working all day for the real estate part of it with my dad. And there was this woman, Teresa Hammelman, and she was a godsend and an angel. And she would, when Max would go to work at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, she would take care of the kids until I got out of work at around 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yep.
And she was known as Oma. And I am paying tribute to her.
Wow. She's going to be Oma Jenni, huh?
Oma Jenni.
How about that? That's exciting.
Or just Oma, because I'm probably the only Oma in her life. So they could just say, Oma's on the phone.
Yeah, probably.
Oma's on Marco Polo.
I don't know what the
Oma bought me another gift.
I don't know what the other grandma's going to be called. So
I don't know either.
But then you look back, flashback, 34 years. We met 34 years ago.
Yep.
And initially you get in a relationship. We were on the road with Disney on Ice. That was crazy. We didn't have a house payment. We didn't pay rent. We didn't have a car. We didn't have car insurance.
But we had money coming in, which was really fun.
So we were living large then. That was exciting. Then we got off the road. And now the next stage was marriage.
Yes.
I asked you to marry me like in September of 93. And obviously my proposal wasn't all that great.
His proposal was in the upstairs bathroom. I was getting my hair done, and he came in and proposed while I was in the bathroom. Not doing anything in the bathroom other than my hair.
More details, but probably not the best location. And lately I've been looking at proposals on movies and guys being all romantic, and I'm like, man, I can't go back and do it over, but I think I missed the boat.
I do think that has changed a little bit. That's evolved, because when we were, and I'm sure of our age group, the 50s, 50, not 1950s, but in the age group of 50s, when you would ask somebody to marry you, you would get down on one knee, you'd have that neat proposal, maybe at a restaurant or whatever, but it wouldn't be as grand as it is right now.
Yeah, big event. Everything's a big event now.
And you know what I look at that? I look at that as money they're wasting that they could be investing in real estate.
Yeah.
That's what the bachelor parties, the bachelorette parties,
Yeah.
the what's the one? Okay, the engagement party.
Sure.
Then
Gotta have
there's the
that.
actual wedding, and then there's the big honeymoon. Oh my goodness, some of those could all just go into a house fund, even if it's just half of what they would have
Are you
spent.
just trying to sell real estate here? Is that what's going on?
No, but you know what? That's part of step one after you get married. It would be great to get some real estate.
Well, sure. And there, I've heard of parents who, instead of having a big wedding, they say, here's this amount of money. If you want to have a ceremony and spend it on that, fine. If you want to do something small and keep that for a down payment, that's fine too. So that's interesting. Yeah. Interesting approach.
No, that's a great approach. I like that approach.
So once we got married, it was just the two of us for a couple, 2-3 years. And again, when you're first married, you don't really have a sense of what's about to happen in your life when you have kids. Because you had a job, I had a job, we were both working. You know, we could go out to movies. We were free to do whatever we wanted. Weren't tied down to anything. And that was an interesting time in our lives, you know. But then once kids come in, everything changed. Huh?
Changed everything. And we had our first child, and then the doctor said that was basically a miracle. I probably was not going to be able to have any other children. And then 9 months later, I was pregnant again.
Up jumped the devil, and here we go.
So the two girls are called, what are they called when you're
well, they're not officially Irish twins.
But they're 1 year apart in school. So
that's great.
Isn't that Irish twins?
Within 12 months, I believe, is an official term for Irish twins.
I always used Irish twins because I thought, one, I'm Irish, so that's fun. And two, because they were just 1 year apart in the school.
Yeah, they're only 16 months apart, so they're pretty quicky-dicky.
They were close, for sure.
But so when you have kids, now your entertainment schedule changes, your leisure time changes, your travel changes.
Money changes.
What do you mean?
Kids are expensive.
Kids are expensive. And so we got, when you had kids, we kind of stopped traveling. We didn't travel a lot. We did trips every once in a while, probably at least twice a year with the kids to kind of get them in the travel mode. But you and I didn't go on trips.
Nope.
We got, people are going to hear this and know us and go, what are these two talking about? They were going on trips, but it wasn't anything like we're doing now.
No. It was like a trip to California or a trip to Oregon.
Yeah. And a lot of weekends were spent once the kids got older on soccer tournaments and other events so you took away from. I mean, I know people who have been in sports their whole lives and their kids were in sports and they didn't go on vacations. They just played in tournaments every weekend. That was their travel. Yeah.
When I was training as a figure skater, all of my quote unquote vacations were competitions, whether it be California or Arizona or whatever. That was our vacation because it costs money to go on those kind of competition trips.
True. And while we had babies, because then our son he's about 3 years behind our daughter. As long as you have a baby, it's difficult to go on some trips because you can't always take your babies with you. I know somebody who's planning to take a baby to Japan next year. So that should be interesting. That's a long
Our first
trip.
grandbaby.
That's a 12-hour flight.
Our first grandbaby will be 6 months old and will be taking a trip to Japan. So I guess their thought is, bring them.
Well, I guess so. I can't imagine you and I, when we were freshly married and our first daughter was 6 months old, saying, let's pick her up and go across the Pacific. But hey, more power to them.
Absolutely.
And they'll have some help, obviously, with Oma and Grandpa.
But not on the flight because they're on a different flight.
That's true.
So only when they get to the beloved land of Japan, then we can be helpful.
The land of the rising sun, if you will.
Absolutely.
So when the kids are younger, the travel kind of changes. What you're focused on changes, putting them to bed, feeding them, and helping them with schoolwork and all that stuff. I guess, is that fun? Did you find that period of time enjoyable? Or
no.
Do you want to think about it for a second?
I found it tasking. I found it like a checkbox. I had to go through and make sure they went to school, make sure they got this, make sure lunch was made, make sure it was just checking all these off. Mm-hmm. And it never really ended. And did I enjoy the time while they were growing up? Yes. But you also have to remember that at the same time, we were building a business, mm-hmm. and we were building McKenna Property Management as of 2005. And Kai, our youngest, was born in 2001. So you can imagine there was a lot going on.
That's true. That's true.
I think the only way I could have functioned and that I did function was just to make sure that everything was put in its proper box. And then I made sure I took care of it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't think I would have the energy to do it again. Where I'm at right now, if somebody came to me and said, hey, we've got 3 kids, these are the age groups, and you're going to be able to start a new company and you have to do all of this, I would be like, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. That's too hard.
Yeah, that's true. And then, so again, a lot of the travel, though, we did start traveling once a year.
Wait,
for
you
sure.
asked me if I enjoyed it.
Oh.
I want to ask you, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I guess so. I enjoy everything, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't say I didn't enjoy it. I loved doing stuff with him and playing games and sports and swimming in pools and all that good stuff. So I enjoyed it.
He was also a stay-at-home dad for a few of those years, which was great.
Like one and a half.
1.5. But that was, it's fun because, well, I think it's funny that all of the kids' parents never actually called me to find out if there was like an opportunity to do a play date or spend the night or go somewhere. They would always call Max. So I love that part of it, by the way. I thought that was great. Let Max organize it all.
Yeah. I was the guy.
You were the guy. You still are the guy.
I was the guy going to help in the classrooms and all that stuff. Anyway, that was great. But then one of them got a driver's license. That's kind of the next stage that I notice. If any of you have kids, you know when they get a driver's license, they kind of disappear.
Yeah, they do.
Right? But they also have a driver's license, so they might be able to haul their siblings around a little bit.
That did help, yes.
And they might get old enough to watch their siblings while we go out of town. So I think when China got to be about 17 and was a senior in high school, Ireland was a junior, Kai was he in middle school yet? Yeah, he was.
Maybe just.
But that's when
started.
our traveling got kicked back up into high gear a little bit.
I also like when kids turn 16 because then I could bring them into the office and make them work. Because the summers, I mean, they had some extra time. So I would bring them all in and I would have them file or I would have them do updates. And they were really great with tech work as far as computer stuff. So I used all of my kids during their summers.
Child labor abuse.
Well, they got paid, you know.
Hey, it's good for them.
Exactly.
Having a job is important, right?
I think so.
They say. Ooh. So that happened. We started going on a lot more trips. We started to travel a lot more, you and I, still making sure we travel with the kids once or twice a year. As you may have noticed, a lot of our life revolved around travel. But it also meant that the stage of our life changed a little bit. One daughter went to college. One was finishing up high school. Son was in middle school, or he was starting high school. Then the second daughter left. And now we're getting to a place called empty nester pretty soon here.
No, we have been empty nester.
I'm saying in our conversation here,
okay.
We're approaching the stage of becoming empty nesters.
Which is my favorite stage.
It is?
It is.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to tell you why. I like a neat, organized house. And when you have children, I love them dearly, but they are not always clean and they don't always keep things organized.
No, that's true.
So when the last child moved out on his own, which I always encouraged our children, get out, be free.
You use the word encourage? That's you.
Yeah, 18, be free, go out. In fact, I always find them a place to go live too, because being in property management, I have that ability to find some really great places. And spread your wings. And then when they spread their wings, they walk out the door. And then my house got to stay nice and organized, which I really like.
You still get mad at me, though, when the Tupperware drawer is not organized properly to your specifications.
There are ladies out there that completely understand what I'm talking about.
Why is it got to be a lady?
Because most of the time, and I could be wrong on this,
very sexist,
most of the time, we ladies go in and organize our kitchen cabinets, and then the man comes along and just throws all the Tupperware.
I mean, Tupperware is impossible with the different lids, the different sizes. It doesn't all stack up.
I organized it, so it should be easy.
Okay,
but
fine.
Empty nesting has been my favorite part of our life.
How do your children? They're going to hear this. What are they going to think?
They love it. We have them come over all the time. We go on great vacations together. They can say something that kind of pisses me off, and I don't have to resolve it or fix it because it's their life, it's their thing. And
plus, they're not under the same roof, so it's like, okay, well.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. The dynamic between your children when they're not in your home anymore ends up being more of like an adult relationship and a friend. I would say that I'm friends with all of my kids more so now than I ever was when I had to play mom.
Well, yeah, there was disciplining involved in certain things. Now, when a husband and a wife become empty nesters, is there more pressure on the husband, you think?
Yes.
What I'm getting at is there's no children or their issues to look at. Maybe there's a stronger eye on the husband. Is that possible?
I think it absolutely.
It could go the other way too, obviously.
Well, no, because I don't have any issues that you need.
Oh, no, in our case, it's only me. I know.
Exactly. No, I agree with you. I think that you're so used to living a certain part of your life with a lot of activity and keeping an eye on something and doing this and doing that. And then all of a sudden that's gone. Your spouse or the person you're living with, it kind of is laser focused on everything that they're doing. So there's an adjustment. There's a little
when
adjustment.
Being laser focused, there might be a few complaints along the way or things they observe, right?
Yes.
It's two-way street.
Probably.
Because you do have issues.
I can't accept or deny.
You can neither confirm nor deny that you have issues?
I meant to say. I cannot confirm.
There's one of those
deny.
issues.
Yes.
But I think empty nesting is pretty nice, actually. Saturdays, when the children were younger, was 6 a.m. Get up, get their crap ready for a soccer tournament or a dance competition or something. The whole day, you'd come home and you'd be like, oh, you'd be dead. Now we can actually wake up, and if we don't have anything scheduled, which is fine, we just relax.
I know.
Can chill.
And for any of those that are listening to this and you are in that stage of life where you have whatever's going on at 6, 7 a.m. on a Saturday and it takes you all day long, whether it be soccer tournament, figure skating, baseball, softball, volleyball, whatever, it will end. So my advice is it's kind of a pain in the butt while you're living it, but then you'll look back on it and you'll be like, those were good times.
But you got to get them out. You got to get them out. And I think there's a lot of situations now where maybe adult children are sticking around a little longer.
Are you going to give your opinion on that?
Oh, I think it's horrible.
Wow. Okay, Max, tell us more.
What the heck? I just know that when I was 19, I got a job. I left living with my parents, and I never return.
When I was 18, my mom and dad made it very clear that that is when you get out of the house. Now, you can always come back if there's a problem, right? You could always pop in to get, your bearings if something went wrong. But the idea is you need to go start living your life.
No, yeah. I don't judge or, look at anybody who's an adult and still living with their parents. That's fine. That's the decision that's made. I personally think that you got to go out and live your life, right? I think you and I as parents, we have conversations a lot about, did we do right by them? Did we, did the way we raised them, did it affect how they are now? Yada, yada. But
daily.
Yeah.
I daily think about
You do
that.
Daily, huh?
Daily.
Wow, on the daily.
Yeah. Was I too strict? Was I not strict enough? Did I let them watch too much TV? Was the music they listened to, was it too much vulgarity?
Yeah. I think about that about once every 8 months. So I guess you think about it more often than I do, huh?
I think it's the mom plague. It just happens with moms.
The point is, though, what we had to do, our responsibility was to birth them. You did that.
Thank you.
And then we had to feed them and give them shelter and do that until they were at a point where they could do that for themselves.
Correct.
And I believe that's just so important in life to say, you're an adult now, go out, build your own home, your own household, your own family. That's on you now. And it's not because we don't love them. Obviously, we love our kids very much. But we want them to create their own world that they're going to exist in.
And I think the important thing is to always be, the support system. If they need something, you're there to not completely give everything, but you're there to support them. And so that might be financial, it could be emotional, it could be a roof over their head for a little while, but whatever it is, that's kind of where I figure that's what I think a parent is for the whole rest of their life.
That's a good way to be. Yeah. And also, but you also don't want them to rely on that. You don't want to take it too far. You don't want to help the people too much because they got to figure it out.
Well, let them live their life.
The more you help people, the more they expect it.
Now we are going to Alabama and we are going to become the next stage of our life, which to me might be empty nesting. It might
top it, eh?
It might top it because I didn't think I was going to be as excited as I am. I love the fact that I'm going to be promoted from parent to grandparent. That's what our daughter called us. When she gave us the information or the announcement, we were promoted from parent to grandparent, which is so cool.
That's right.
I was super excited at the time I found out, but now that it's been growing and it's here, I cannot hold it in. I am like just bubbling over with excitement. I am stopping people in the street that I have absolutely no idea who they are.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm telling them, I can't wait till next week when I'm a grandma.
You're like that one commercial. They don't need to know that. They don't need to know that. You're acting like your parents.
I am so excited, though.
Yeah. So the grandparent stage will be, we're empty nesters with the opportunity to have a visit from our little grandbaby, or maybe go out to where she is and visit her at our own time. And then when she's cranky or poopy or whatever, we can go, here's your child back. See you soon. I do like that. I like that part.
I can't wait. I think it's going to be awesome.
I've had a lot of people say that the best thing their kids ever did for them was give them grandkids. So.
Yep. And I can't wait to find out. So that's going to be what we are going into, but we don't know if we love it yet or not.
Oh,
because it's unknown.
We're going to love it.
I think so too.
It's going to be good.
But we're going to have to do another podcast after we're a grandma, grandpa for a little while, and then talk a little bit about what we really experienced.
Stay tuned for that episode. So those are some of the stages we've lived in. That's our life. That's kind of breaks it down for people. People all have a different experience, but they all go through those stages. If they've had kids, they know kind of what we're talking about here. So good luck on being a Oma. I hope you have fun with that. Hope you enjoy it.
Good luck on being Grandpa Max.
Well, I worry that they're going to love me more than they love you. So
don't worry about that.
Oh, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Grandpas are pretty cool.
Hold on. I'm going to say this.
Oh.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, wow. It's not a competition, baby.
Well, you just threw it out there.
It's just natural for them to love their grandfathers.
I gotcha.
Folks, have a great week. We'll see you next time on Thoughts for Rent, Realtors Keeping It Real. That's Oma, Jenni McKenna, and I'm Grandpa Max. And we hope you have a great time in your life and enjoy your families. Talk to you soon. Oh, there you go. Sound good? Okay, good. I'll pass over to Ireland. Here you go, kid.
Thanks, Pops.